atmospheric lighting, professional camera work, good quality sound, and a well-fitting costume.
Good heavens!
Everything was going so well up to there.
If only it did go that swimmingly. It'll be right on the night 7, Saturday on ITV.
Hi, tomorrow on This Morning, live to LA for an Oscars preview, live to the kitchen for John Turturro's menu. Davina McCall finishes off the Playroom Challenge and Chaka Khan sings live.
As Mr and Mrs returns, Denise Robertson and Paul Ross are testing their partners, and you can ring Denise on her marriage hotline phone-in. Plus, there's £2,000 up for grabs in Pussycat Pussycat tomorrow at 10:30.
The regional headlines are here shortly. First, a look ahead to the evening news.
Good afternoon. The latest headlines and details of what's coming up on the ITV Evening News at 6:30. The funeral of the murdered human rights lawyer Rosemary Nelson follows a night of violence in Northern Ireland. We report on a fragile peace process now under extreme pressure. The family entertainer Rod Hull has died after a tragic accident. We look back at his colourful life with Emu. All food is to be labelled so that consumers can see if it contains genetically modified ingredients. Reaction from restaurant owners and shopkeepers who say it'll make their lives too difficult. Plus, England's part-time short-term football coach Kevin Keegan names his first squad. Who's in and who's out for the vital European Championship qualifier against Poland? Join me, Dermot Murnaghan, at 6:30 for the ITV Evening News.
Good afternoon. It's just been announced that 280 jobs are to go at one of the region's best-known engineering works. The redundancies will hit more than a quarter of the workforce at the former Parsons plant in Heaton in Newcastle. The plant, which makes turbines for power stations around the world, was taken over by Siemens 2 years ago. Just before the takeover, the workforce was cut from 2,000 to around 1,000. That was to make the company more efficient. Now, Siemens has announced that a global restructuring will take place. 2 weeks ago, it was announced that 80 men and women. The company has announced the figure would be increased to 280. And we'll have the latest on that story in North East tonight at 5:30. Detectives investigating a large-scale benefits fraud on Tyneside have charged 3 people. The investigation centred on a post office in the Safeway supermarket in Raby Street in Byker. Police, backed up by staff from the benefits agency and post office, raided the office last August. A woman clerk has now been charged with stealing benefit books and more than £38,000. Another clerk and a postman have been charged with conspiring to defraud the DSS. Councillors in Newcastle have promised that a popular gay area will not be swept away as part of a multi-million-pound redevelopment. Rockshots and the Powerhouse are 2 clubs which were under threat from the scheme.
The Waterloo Street area of Newcastle is widely regarded as the most popular gay quarter in the region. The area's nightclubs attract customers from across the north of England. They're also regarded by the gay community as a safe place to go in the evening. And so concerns were raised when it was revealed the quarter could be under threat from the new West Central route. The multi-million-pound scheme involves building a huge hotel, an underground car park, and a new base for the Northern Stage Theatre Group. But to make way for the development, Alfred Wilson House, a 6-storey office block, may have to be knocked down. Inside the building are Rockshots and the Powerhouse, 2 nightclubs which are popular with the gay community. Now, councillors have promised that even if the building is demolished, the clubs will be rehoused within the new development. The council's now planning a meeting with local community groups.
A fire station, police station and magistrates' court in Newcastle city centre have been declared listed buildings. The complex of buildings in Pilgrim Street and Market Street were only built in the 30s, but Culture Secretary Chris Smith has agreed that they should be included in the list of structures of special architectural and historic interest. Experts say some of the exterior details are especially worth saving. The new status means special permission will be needed before there can be any alterations to the buildings. Pictures painted by Dame Catherine Cookson are to go on show to the public in Newcastle today. They're being sold by friends and beneficiaries of the best-selling novelist who died last year.
Dame Catherine wrote hundreds of books which are known and loved by millions of people around the world. But her other works of art are less well known. The pictures she painted for her home in Jesmond were not meant to be masterpieces. At most, they're expected to raise a few £100 each. From today, they've gone on show at Newcastle auctioneers Anderson and Garland. The 23 pictures are being auctioned off. Some are ones which were owned by Dame Catherine, while others were given as presents to friends. Also being auctioned is artwork for the book jackets of her best-selling novels The Whip and The Dwelling Place. The lots go under the hammer next Tuesday.
And that's all for now. We'll be back with North East tonight and prime time for all the day's news, sport and a look at the weather. That's from 5:30. Do join us. Goodbye.